Hi, this is Anne from Postcards from My Golden Years with a little bit of a hurricane status check. As many of you may know, we live in Southwest Florida and there is a Hurricane Ian, hopefully not headed directly for us, but it's at least headed for the coast of Southwest Florida where we live. So we're hoping that we don't get the worst of it. At the moment, they're predicting it will come into land somewhere around Tampa, which is a few hours away from us. But nevertheless, can't be too careful. When I first moved to Florida, that Hurricane Charlie, they said, oh, it's going to come in around Tampa. And I had just moved to an area south of Port Charlotte. No, I guess north of Port Charlotte. And at the very last minute, that hurricane took a sharp turn and came right across Charlotte Harbor. Fortunately, our home only lost a few roof tiles and we lost a palm tree, but we weren't hurt and we survived to talk about it. Not all the people did, though. So here we are preparing for Hurricane Ian. We have no idea, as I said, whether it's going to come to Naples, Florida, but we have to prepare for the worst. So I look really ratty today because I don't really have much makeup on, and I've been spending my morning doing last minute things, running to the grocery store for some lunch meat and bread, so we have something for lunches. And, well, let me show you what else I've done. So I just got back from the grocery store before I started putting things away or bringing things in. And to cover us, I made a nice pot of pot roast that'll be ready, in close to 6 hours, which is fine. Gives us time to do everything else we need to do around here to get ourselves in a good, safe situation for the hurricane. So this was all of the furniture that was on our lanai. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term lanai, a lanai is like a screened patio, although not all lanais are screened. But so I have stacked everything. We had a whole bunch of plants in pots outside of the lanai in the backyard, and I brought everything that I could carry in so far. As you can see, there's a boat out in the yard. Actually, there are a couple of boats. And my husband Jeff is on his way home from work. He's gonna probably move that white one someplace safer, and he's gonna have to double tie the other one. It is raining now, but the hurricane hasn't even come close. It's predicted to get here sometime tomorrow, probably towards afternoon, but who knows? So we are in a state of flux here, putting away everything that we can put away to be in the best possible situation. We have put gas in both of our cars. We got cash out of the ATM machine because you have to plan just in case the power goes out and you can't get money from the ATM machine. Or in case you need to go buy something in a store that doesn't have power, their credit card processing equipment isn't going to work. So you have to make sure you have cash on hand. And let's see, what else did we do? Well, in case there is a power outage and the electricity's out for a while, we had to test out our generator, which my husband took care of on the weekend. And then you have to make sure that you have plenty of gas to run the generator, or if you're in a situation where the gas stations are out of gasoline, we may end up using this in our cars. There are already a number of gas stations in Florida that are out of gasoline right now. So even if we wanted to evacuate, we wouldn't get too far on a full tank of gas to get far away enough from the hurricane. And if the gas stations are out of gas, well, it makes it kind of hard to run. So that hurricane right now is predicted to come into land around the Tampa area on the west coast of Florida, and then cut right across the state. Typically, people from here, if they're going to evacuate, they evacuate to Orlando, which is higher ground away from the coastline. Unfortunately, the hurricane's headed there next. So there is no point in trying to evacuate to Orlando if the hurricane's just going to catch you there too. So this is the calm before the storm. As you can see, some people have boarded up their windows. We haven't decided if we're going to do that. I guess when my husband gets home.
So I just came back from one of my other hurricane supplies. What you have to remember is during a hurricane, there's a lot of power surges and a lot of electric lines go down. So we have a backup generator, but one of the things that you need with a generator is a battery surge protector, because if you try to plug your TV or your computers directly into a portable gas generator, the surge of electricity will probably take out the electronics. So these are battery operated surge protectors. Many people use these for their computers, but during a hurricane event where the electrical grid is unstable, always plug your electronics into these. Computers, TVs, internet, everything should be plugged through a surge protector to prevent a surge of electric taking out your electronics during a hurricane or electrical problem.
The next thing on my list today is I'm making ice cubes. We have an ice maker in our refrigerator, and I'm just going to keep on making batches of ice and filling Ziploc bags, so that if for some reason the power goes out or a generator fails or something like that, and we've got to keep things cool in the cooler, well, right here, I'm going to have bags of ice, because that's one of those things that when there's no power out in the community, it's very hard to find ice. This is what it looks like where we are right now. As you can see, it's raining pretty heavily, which isn't going to make it too easy to go out there and tie up the boats. But we are definitely getting some bad weather. So once again, this is Ann from Postcards from My Golden Years with ratty looking hair, no makeup. But we're getting to the point where we are ready to let Ian come and get us. Bring it on. I will give another update as we get closer, if I can, as long as we have internet. If you're in the path of the storm, take care. Prayers for you, prayers for all of us.